Most people ask this question like it's math. It's not math, it's exposure. Should I pay off debt or invest? On the surface, it sounds simple. Compare interest rates, pick the higher number, move on. But that's not how real life works, because this decision isn't just about returns. It's about risk, behavior, and what happens when things don't go according to plan. And that's where most people quietly get this wrong. First, understand the real trade-off. If you invest while carrying debt, you're betting that your investments will outperform your interest rate. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. But here's the hidden trade-off. Debt is guaranteed. Investment returns are not. When you choose to invest instead of paying off high-interest debt, you're choosing volatility over certainty. That's not automatically wrong. But you should be honest about what you're doing. You're not building wealth. You're taking a leveraged bet. And leveraged bets feel smart when markets are up. They feel reckless when they're down. Now let's talk about identity. There are two types of people in this decision. The first type wants psychological freedom. The second type wants financial optimization. The first person sleeps better when their debt is gone. The second person is comfortable carrying manageable debt if it increases long-term leverage. Neither is inherently superior. But pretending you're the second type when you're really the first is expensive. If market swings stress you out, if a job loss would make you panic, if carrying balances makes you feel behind, you probably shouldn't prioritize investing over paying off high-interest debt, because behavior beats math every time. The delayed consequence. Most people miss. Here's what doesn't show up in calculators. Cash flow compression. When you carry debt, you reduce flexibility. Every month, your income is partially spoken for. That might feel manageable now. But what happens when your income drops, an emergency hits, your motivation fades? The risk isn't just the interest rate. The risk is fragility. If your plan only works when everything goes right, it's not a plan, it's optimism. And optimism is not a strategy. But there's another side. Now let's be clear, not all debt is equal. High-interest credit card debt? That's an emergency. You probably shouldn't invest aggressively while paying 18 to 25% interest. That's a guaranteed negative return. Low-interest debt? That's different. A 3% mortgage in a stable financial situation doesn't automatically demand early payoff. If your income is stable, if your emergency fund is solid, if your cash flow margin is healthy, then investing while carrying low-interest debt may be reasonable. But again, it's about structure, not feelings. The hidden behavioral trap. Here's the real danger. People say they're investing instead of paying off debt. But they're not investing consistently. They're dabbling. They invest a little. They pause. They get nervous. They pull back. Meanwhile, the debt remains. So now they have ongoing interest, inconsistent investing, no clear direction. That's the worst of both worlds. If you choose investing over debt payoff, you need discipline. If you choose debt payoff, you need intensity. Half measures keep you stuck. So what should you actually do? Here's the calm framework disciplined people use. Build a basic emergency fund first. Eliminate high-interest debt aggressively. Once toxic debt is gone, decide based on interest rate income stability, cash flow margin risk tolerance. If losing your job would collapse your plan, you probably shouldn't be optimizing returns yet. If your financial foundation is stable, margin exists, and your debt is low interest, investing can make sense. But never confuse comfort with strength. And never optimize returns at the cost of resilience. The real question isn't debt or investing. The real question is, are you building stability first? Because investing without stability feels productive, but it can quietly increase fragility. And paying off debt without investing forever can delay compounding. Both paths have trade-offs. The disciplined approach isn't emotional, it's directional. You don't pick based on what sounds smarter. You pick based on what makes you harder to break. If this made you uncomfortable, good. That means you're not looking for the easy answer, because the biggest financial mistakes don't come from ignorance. They come from overconfidence. And you probably shouldn't guess when it comes to leverage, especially when the downside is years of delayed progress.